Master Cho, it's Mike Chen. Hey, I heard from your friend John that you have a YouTube channel and you're getting a little discouraged. I want to tell you, it's never easy, first of all, but the only advice I could give anybody when they're starting on this path is persistence and never giving up. That's just the way it is. I'll tell you a little secret. Like, I have a channel right now. I try to do a children's channel. I think I sat there with 50 videos and nobody watched it. My greatest non-accomplishment ever. But the point is, also what you got to do is not just be persistent, but also do something that you really love. Because then it doesn't feel like you're trying to always accomplish something. You're just having fun and doing something you love. Never make YouTube your full-time job. It's always a side hustle. And it's always something you're doing regardless if one person is watching or 1 million people is watching. And then you're just making it for, you know, the love that you have for it. You know, for me, documenting food I eat every day is not just like, you know, I can tell people where to go eat, which is part of it, but also I can look back and say, you know what, 2019 Valentine's Day, I was alone eating noodles, which actually happened. But it's like a food diary for me. So regardless of what, you know, who's watching or how many people's watching, to me, it's a part of my life. And I'll do it regardless of whatever. That's my advice. Keep at it, my friend. I'm thinking a little bit of vinegary spice is gonna make this even better. That is my bet. Kimchi pizza. That. According to my GPS, there should be a Costco right there. That doesn't look like a Costco. Maybe that's a future Costco? By the way, in this video, we're going to Costco. If we can find it. There it is.
So I literally had about 20 ideas of things I was going to talk about, kind of had the video outlined, and then I started looking through it and I'm like, by the time I talk about all these things I wanted to talk about, this video would be like 30 minutes or longer. And everybody knows in the YouTube world, you know, you get to be about 15, 20 minutes and people start losing interest, you know. The problem is you don't want the video to be too much longer than that. So I'm just gonna, you know, make some highlights real quick. You know, I love the fact that he's, you know, part Korean and he goes to Korea a lot. I mean, I can live vicariously through him and all his travels. I think it's funny that people think he's Jackie Chan and that he doesn't like broccoli for some reason, you know, because broccoli's taking up that extra space, you know. It's funny. He has a really good sense of humor. I love how his analogies of describing things like celebrities or the way food is. He's really funny. He has a thing about 7-Elevens. Like everywhere he goes, he goes to the 7-Eleven, and I don't never seen a 7-Eleven like that in the United States. But the 7-Elevens he goes to are pretty nice because they got some really good food. I love when he talks about some of his stories about his personal life. You know, you don't really get to know a lot about it, but you find out a little bit here and there. You know, his dating life. You know, one Valentine's he ate ramen, you know, by himself. He was going out with a woman for a little while. And she was a little camera shy. We find out other things about him, you know, little bits and pieces, you know, living in New York and what it's like to live in New York and living in Seattle. And what it's like to fly first class and so there's a lot of interesting things about him, and you know, and I love his facial expressions when he eats food. It's like you can imagine that food how great it must taste because the way he looks at it, he's like, you know, it's like you know that food was good. Some of my favorite videos were one where he ate 101 dumplings. He had the compilation with the Try Guys. I really enjoyed that one. The ones where he was with Mark in India or something. I think it was Thailand, probably Thailand. And he did one recently where he was at Costco. So of course I really liked that one because I could relate to that. I mean, who doesn't like kimchi on their pizza? I've never tried it, but I think I will. I mean, obviously since I work for Costco, that was kind of amusing for me to see him trying the Costco food. And I have to agree with a lot of the foods he ate, I enjoy also. I like the ones where how he loves the buffets, you know. I'm all about the buffets too, so, you know, it's fun to see somebody who enjoys buffets as much as I do. So anyway, check out some of these great things that I like about him. Check out his videos. I'll drop a link in the description, of course, to his other stuff. And I guess he's going to be opening up a ramen restaurant soon here, so that's going to be really interesting. Too bad it wasn't in Seattle. That would be awesome because then I could actually go there. I guess if I ever make it to New York, I'm going to have to check out this ramen restaurant. All right, I'll talk to you guys later, though. I'm gonna speaking about ramen here, I'm gonna eat my ramen. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Hello, everybody. It's me, Master Chul. I got the Strictly Dumpling mask. I like this. It's a really cool design. When I wear it, everybody loves it. Of course, I got my Star Trek shirt, which doesn't really go together, but hey, you know. Anyway, I just want to say, there's a lot of YouTubers I watch. There's probably only a handful, probably like 6 or 7 that I watch on a daily or pretty regular basis. And definitely Strictly Dumpling is probably my favorite YouTube channel out there, followed by Mikey Chen, of course. And I also watch the Beyond Science one. That one's pretty cool too. It's kind of a different thing. So I want to say, you know, I thought it'd be really cool to make a video about my favorite YouTuber, you know. To be honest, I don't really remember how I started watching it, but I'm glad I found it. I discovered it because I love his personality. I love the fact that he, you know, goes to Canada a lot. He goes to Korea. You know, I live vicariously through him, you know, his travels and all the delicious food he eats. And I've actually tried a few places that he's gone, you know, of course, more locally, Seattle and Oregon. But definitely, if you're ever traveling and you're wondering where to eat, just look on his channel because I don't think he's ever been to a place that was subpar. You know, all the places he goes to are really good. Anyway, check out some of the things I really like about his channel. And definitely, I'll put the link in for his 2 channels that I watch mostly. but check out his stuff. You'll like it. If you love food, dumplings, ramen, noodles, traveling in Asia and everywhere else, check it out. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Good morning. I love the fact that, when he travels internationally, he gets up early in the morning and it's like, first thing, let's go hit the breakfast buffet. Yeah. And I'm like, oh God. As much as I'd like to hit the breakfast buffet, I am not a morning person. I need time to wake up, drink my coffee, and do my morning business, if you know what I mean. So it's a little weird for me to be like, let's just get going. We'll get right to it. But I do appreciate the fact that he's, gung-ho, and it's fun to watch, for sure. One of the great features I love about his videos is the music, and I really enjoy the music because a lot of times the music really helps make the video. And his music's always really nice, upbeat. I like a lot of the Asian type theme music he uses. And so, of course, as you can see behind me, I've been using iMovie, and not a lot of selection in the iMovie category for music and sound effects. So I really need to start branching out. I got a free trial on the Epidemic Sound, so I'm hoping that'll add a new dynamic to my videos. I appreciate the recommendation. So let's, yeah. And of course, I'm a fan of everything spicy, so I love the fact that he's really into hot oil. Everything is hot oil or the spiciest level. So you gotta appreciate a guy who likes hot oil and spicy food. Yeah! And of course, a guy who loves ramen as much as I do, because, we eat a lot of ramen in my house. I have cut back quite a bit because, ramen is extremely salty and it's not exactly on my diet food these days, but still eat a lot of ramen. My kids love ramen. And I love all the instant ramen videos he does, and of course eating out at the restaurant style ramens. That's always fun to watch. Gotta love ramen. And of course, anybody who's a fan of Canada and has been to Canada as much as he has is a friend of mine, because I love Canada. Oh, Canada. Anyway. There is so many things I love about this channel, but definitely I'm a big fan of somebody who loves Canada and all things Canadian.